Hey guys, it's Matt, and this is another game on WMD. I've got a lot of games on the same few maps now. I think mainly this was because I was playing with someone who at the time didn't really have many map packs, if any, and so I got dragged into a lot of games on the same few maps. Before you go assuming anything, the person or people I was playing with at the time, I'm not going to really reveal who they were, but they weren't exactly phenomenal players. They typically go negative, and they're pretty happy to go positive. And they are nice, objective team players and everything. I'll give them that. But they're not really people I'd want to have in a team deathmatch, and they're not the kind of people that you're going to face a party of tryhards with. So, for most of the beginning of this game, I am in this building, and just saving up kill streaks, really. This guy sneaks up on me, and he tries that multiple times. There's an entrance to that building that I at the time didn't know about. I actually found out about it this game. He's here, he tries to snipe me. I was just thinking he'd be in the window. But he'll come up through that entrance later in the game, and I'll point it out then. But this was a pretty good game. I end up 42 and 11. I only get my dogs and Blackbird once each, and get quite a few spy planes. If I was using a napalm strike or anything lower like that, I would have had plenty of those. It ended up being a pretty good game. We were playing Headquarters, not Express Headquarters, just so you know. So there was a fear of ghosts. Here's where he's going to come in. It's going to be that window to the left. I didn't know you could come in through that, so I get kind of lucky that I survived this. And I knife him again, so he's probably had enough of coming at me and getting knifed. That's 2 times in a row now. So, this was one of my better WMD games, so I figured I'd use it to talk a little more about WMD. This is a nice middle building. I have to credit my knowing this to Woody's gamertag. He actually did a game here on WMD and controlled this middle building very effectively, and that's something I've never been able to do before. He was always running back and forth from each entry location and caught everyone that tried to sneak in. So this game I just used the spy plane to my advantage to know where they all were, know what direction they might come from, and it was just a very helpful thing to have the spy plane the whole time. So you'll see right here I know someone's coming and kill them. So all that kind of stuff. Just very helpful to cover all the building entrances. I have a motion sensor over here, and there was just absolute ton of them in that building at one point. I think that might have been it. So I'll run back and get them. So the game started off pretty slow kill-wise for me. I'm not rushing. I know my weaknesses. This is not my best map. So if I were to rush around and try to be in their spawn, I would do very poorly. So I stuck to this building. I covered it. I saved up for my dogs, and I decided not to do that again later in the game because it was just kind of getting old and boring, and I'm sure that my teammates would have liked to have a little help covering the objective. I mean, right now, I am effectively covering the objective, but we lost it, I think, once or twice this game, and both times it was because I was trying to save up for kill streaks, which really wasn't a bad idea. Having dogs kind of makes it a little harder to capture the objective. I know in Demolition it makes it way harder because you can't afford to sit there on the objective and arm the bomb unless you have teammates helping you. And by that I mean covering from people and other players, and the dogs rather. And that was the spot where there were a ton of people. I think there were 3 or 4 people in there, and I only took out one and didn't want to get killed, so I finished off the other ones intermittently. And we have the objective captured. Later on in the game, I end up dying a lot while we have this the HQ captured, so it wasn't the best. And I know a guy's coming here, and I kind of fail. See, watch. I didn't start firing until after he had the chance to fire at me. So at this point, I've got a pretty good kill-death ratio and a pretty good game started. It gets a little bit worse as time goes on, but as I said, I end up 42 and 11. But After this point, I do start rushing a little bit more. I'm gonna die a few times trying to rush and everything. But I call in my dogs. Go dogs. Um, Dogs are a very nice kill streak. They require no effort to use. You just have to get them. And they get you a pretty good number of kills each time you use them. So that was a fun thing to have my dogs going. You can see I get the occasional dog kill. Dogs are really nice on a lot of the smaller maps. And watch this, I noticed this guy on the spy plane and just fired at him. And eventually got him. Watch out for that platform up there. People like to go on it and try to overwatch objectives and all that. I like to play objective games mainly, but I have been playing more team deathmatches recently, which is a pretty fun thing to do. When I'm not partied up with people, I like to play mercenary, mainly because that way you don't get the group of, like, 6 tryhards just partying up and destroying you and your 5 randoms, because a lot of the times the randoms will be really bad players. Sorry to insult you if you're one of those randoms. It's not very good, but it's kind of frustrating to have a non-objective game where kills and deaths, the kill-death ratio does matter. It's frustrating to have someone on your team that can't hold a good kill-death ratio. My career kill-death ratio isn't great. I've gotten it up to above 1 on my second account, mainly because I like to have fun with the game, use bad guns, mess around, do stupid stuff with my teammates, and a lot of times it gets me some bad games. And I also have a habit of not rage quitting too often, so that'll get me a lot of losses, and I don't know how that guy got me. But it'll get me a lot of losses and a lot of bad kill-death ratios, to the point where I've joined a game late where it was demolition and we were being spawn-trapped on launch, and I tried to win it for us and couldn't, and ended up with a kill-death ratio of about 0.01, and it was just that bad. Lots and lots of deaths, too. It wasn't just like, I don't know, no, it was kind of self-explanatory if I had a bad KD like that it was a lot of deaths, not just like 10 deaths and 1 kill or something. So, I mean, I did end up helping the team. We armed the bomb once that game, and we never really got to hold it because the guys were, I looked at them, it was a party of 6 15th prestigers, and they were just having fun messing with me and my randoms. So, joining games like that, I probably should rage quit, but I don't. Or just leave the lobby before it starts. I've started doing that more often. And back to WMD, I do like that middle building, but in my previous video where I was 15-3, I believe that was a team deathmatch actually. Unusual for me, quite honestly. I did like that back building that I just ran away from, and that was kind of where I said to focus, but the middle building is helpful. Trying to stay behind cover is very easy on this map. So that's what you want to do. You want to stay behind cover, check your corners, because there's certainly a lot of them. And I thought about messing with that guy, walking up behind him and just doing a ton of random stuff before knifing him. But I wanted to keep the good game going, so I didn't risk anything stupid happening. It was a fun game for me. And WMD is not one of my best maps, so I decided that since I have a WMD game, I'd use it. Quite honestly, it's I've got something like a 41-14 demolition game on WMD that I'm probably going to put up at some point, and that's also unusual because I'm not usually good on WMD. But I was playing with some nice friends of mine, and they were pretty fun to play with. So, I mean, this game, I was using the Galil, and that's a gun I've started to use a lot more recently. It's a pretty nice gun. I've started going back to using the FAMAS. There was a period in time where I didn't want to use the FAMAS. I've started using it, seeing as the game's coming to an end. There are a lot of hackers now. I've noticed lots of lag switches and everything, and mainly just not great for me to play with all these bad guns and everything, or not so much bad, but less than superb guns, because people are going to be hacking, and I need every edge I can get on people with lag switches, because they basically get to kill you while you're standing still, and then transmit the fact that they just killed you to your game, and you die even though you probably were aiming at them and getting direct hits on them the whole time, but didn't work out so well for you because they had a lag switch. So, a couple notes on what I've been using recently. I've been using Flak Jacket a lot, and I found that I have a very big need for Tac Mask Pro, but I do not have it, and it will probably take me a long time to get it. And this is the account I prestige on, so it's probably not going to get it too much. I've been using Nova Gas a lot to get that out of the way. Hopefully I'll get it by the 40s or so I can have it for my last 10 levels. And, I mean, a lot of the times I die, I'm either stunned or flashbanged or something like that. So I do recommend using Tactical Mask Pro. It seems like it would be a very good perk. I've never gotten to use it, but quite honestly, I can't see myself winning without it anymore. Marathon is another one of my favorite perk 3s. Sleight of Hand is obviously probably the best second perk, depending on the gun. With guns like this one, I like to use Sleight of Hand. I like the Galil because it has such little recoil. It's got pretty good damage and decent rate of fire, and it's a pretty reliable gun. And it has those extra 5 bullets, which just make it really nice. Those 5 bullets are amazing. It's practically like having extended mags. I mean, it's only 5 bullets as opposed to 15, but those 5 bullets are really helpful. You can unload and kill one guy, and still have enough for 1 or 2 more. So, Galil's a great gun. I like to use dual mags on it because typically I need the extra ammo, because I can survive that long, and the faster reload is really nice too. So, I really do want to talk more about the lag switchers. I wasn't going to talk about it as much, but I decided I will. Lag switchers have really gotten on my nerves lately. They're all over the place. They just make the game less fun. I think Treyarch needs to do something to address lag switchers. Not a very good thing to have in your game as hackers, especially hackers like this. I can kind of deal with hacked games where the hackers are kind of doing stuff that's a little more fun, but these guys, how is lag switching any fun for you as the hacker? It makes no sense to me. As a hacker using a lag switch, sure, you get some kills with your lag switch and you level up, you get good games, all that, but where's the fun in it? I mean, sometimes hacking like zero gravity hacks, that's just kind of fun to mess around with. I'm not saying I approve of hacking in video games like this, but let's face it, it's kind of fun to jump around with zero gravity like you're on Moon. So, that's my point there. So, just please, if you know someone that has a lag switch or lag switches, just tell them to stop. It really ruins the game. Or we could do something to try to get Treyarch to address lag switching. Like, if you're on a bad connection and it seems to be benefiting you, like, they could find a way to do that and kick you out of the game for that. So, oh, right, I was going to discuss Perk 1, and then I got distracted by lag switching. So, Perk 1, I really do like... Oh, by the way, that was a drive-by knife. He was facing away from me and it still got me. But Perk 1, I started to love Flak Jacket. I can't live without it anymore. Sometimes I'll use Scavenger or something like that, Hardline, whatever. But Flak Jacket, I do recommend it. So there you go, final score 42-11. My team won by a landslide. If you could do a favor and like that, I'd appreciate it. And have a nice day, YouTube.